We're going to talk about one last thing, which is your book.
Right.
Tell me about your book.
Okay.
And why first off, my curiosity is the name of the front cover, The 5 Phases of Death. Yeah.
The 5 Phases of Death, because it came to me super early, way before I had the structure of the book or the way I thought I would give it, or do the layout. But basically, it's a concept in psychology when one knows one is going to die. Basically, he or she undergoes 5 emotional phases, which are shock, anger, bargaining or negotiation, depression and acceptance. And I've made an allegory, like a metaphor, of these concepts through my own journey. Again, we've talked about it, having a conventional life, being a professional basketball coach, physical education, English teacher. Well, I tried many things. I had 50 lives, but anyway, more or less education, and then more conventional, and leaving everything behind, changing my life. And I felt like this allegory, that anyone who would like change their lives drastically would undergo these phases, because it's all the way like to dismantle the mind. My process, but like at the time, again, I thought I could break my mind or like make it go, because again, we get confused because we kind of have this information also from people who live in monasteries and stuff, but we weren't born in monasteries in the West. So basically the idea was like, okay, understanding, accepting the ego is, we can just change the routine or the neuronal patterns, or the intention, to use it as the best friend or the best enemy. But it was the whole process of, okay, understanding that everyone has to go towards acceptance. And we usually go through these stages. Again, it doesn't mean like when you go through depression, you're depressed. I've never felt depressed. But like the energy is lower. You have more maybe doubts in the human experience, which is okay. All the way to meeting you along the way. And the 5 Phases of Death, and going, so the first book, the 5, because there are 3 other books now I'm trying to find. I'd love to find a publishing house. It's a long-term process. It's been a long-term process to write it, to publish it in this EPUB electronic version for ebooks. It has to be a long-term process. I'd love to to find a private company or something close in Puerto Escondido. Maybe do like a few printed copies. I'd love to offer to people. And anyway, I have 3 other books I could write. I have the content, the diaries. For now, it's 1 book. It goes time-wise from the time I left France, all the process that led me there. Why? Also, when I was a political activist, when I was living in Amsterdam, studying economics, politics. Because again, we work for money our whole life, but like we never understand how it's created, how it circulates. Most people don't bother. Well, whoever are there, are making sure that basically we don't get too much or don't delve too much into the topic, but still we should be interested in that. And basically learning how to let go of my resistances, also with money, actually. Understanding more about energy. I had started with quantum physics and stuff, getting more into psychedelics, sacred experiences. But the first part is like from September 2012 to sometime in 2014. When I left Nepal, I stayed this year in Kathmandu, and I went to Tibet. But again, without getting too much detail, even if I told the story, it's a very interesting book somehow. It's an 8-year process, but more than the emotional guideline or geographical guideline of my journey, there are lots of concepts. There's all my research, all my studies. So it's past, present, future. It's like I started now almost 9 years ago. I finished last year. Pandemic was part of the process. Again, intense, but like still beautiful, productive, and meaningful and necessary to get to the point of coming back to Mexico. Is no coincidence, of course, all interconnected, that I published the book officially in Chakawa.
Right.
I came back, when I arrived here, I came back. And this whole process of like having concepts concepts about what I understood, what I studied about the monetary system, about sustainability, about quantum physics, about the religious system. So you have the whole thing. Maybe you can say more about it because you actually somehow starting reading it, so you can kind of express this.
Well, first off, it's a very long book, so I haven't read the whole thing.
No, I know
So
it's a long process, absolutely.
Yeah, but I've read the certain bits also that I've been part of as well in the Himalayas, and then I find it's a very interesting book also with the concepts, because you talk about your journeys, but also you talk about what is in your, psychology, philosophy,
Yeah.
the stars, everything like that. So there's a lot of depth in it.
Because it's connected with the moment. It's connected with what led me, or energetically, it's all interconnected, right? So, yeah.
How can people find your book at the moment?
Well, for now, unfortunately, again, I'm hoping I can generate a bit of money to have a few copies here in Chakawa for people who want to visit me at some point.
But there's online version as well.
Yeah, there's an online version. Officially, it's on Gumroad, one of these platforms.
We can link
when you can have download link on my Instagram, which is teacher on the road altogether,ekk_. Download link, which I don't really remember. It's something like gum.
We'll put a link. We'll put a link on the video. We'll put a link on the video. It'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be found online if you want to contribute. So what you would contribute, it's important to know, is this probably manifesting this holistic medicine center in Chakawa, and you're most welcome to visit, hopefully within a year or something.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah, I'm very bad at marketing myself, but I think it's an interesting book.
You have help. Well, we're doing it right now.
Thank you. I'm super happy. It's so meaningful we're having this moment right now.
Yes,
Thank you so much. Whatever likewise. Comes of it, I'm very grateful for sharing the moment with you.
Yes, me too, brother. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this madness as well.